without having hearing protection.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
We want to thank you for watching CBS LA at 4. CBS LA at 5 starts right now.
We will systematically take apart their missile program. We will destroy their ability to sponsor terrorism, by the way. We will destroy their factories. We will destroy their Navy.
Right now at 5 on schedule. That is the message tonight from the Trump administration 4 days into the war with Iran.
But the uncertainty of the war causing the stock markets to tumble.
Plus, one-on-one with Governor Gavin Newsom. Our Tom Waite talks about the issues in an interview you'll only see on CBS LA.
And we know now the name of the Pasadena police officer shot in the line of duty as we hear from the suspect's family.
He started having problems after he left college.
CBS LA at 5 starts right now.
This is CBS LA at 5.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Pat Harvey.
And I'm Leslie Manine in for Rutabe Shabazi. Well, here are the latest headlines on the 4th day of the U.S. and Israel's war with Iran. The U.S. consulate in Dubai has been hit by a drone. That fire has been contained and no one was hurt.
Now, the number of seriously wounded U.S. service members is down from 18 to 10 as they continue to improve. And the U.S. Embassy in Beirut is closed until further notice, along with the U.S. embassies in Saudi Arabia and Kuwait.
Israel sent troops in southern Lebanon today and warned residents of dozens of villages to evacuate as the Iran-backed militant Hezbollah group is ready to retaliate.
And while Israel carried out airstrikes targeting Iran's presidential office and facilities linked to the supreme leader, Iran countered by launching more missiles toward Israel. Israel has also stepped up airstrikes on Iranian missile launchers and factories today. Once again, Iran retaliated, disrupting energy supplies and travel.
Well, CBS LA's Jeff Nguyen kicks off our team coverage live in our newsroom.
And Jeff, we've just learned the names of 4 of the 6 U.S. service members who died in an Iranian airstrike.
Pat and Leslie, late this afternoon, the Defense Department identified them as Captain Cody Cork of Florida, Sergeant First Class Noah Tetchens of Nebraska, Sergeant First Class Nicole Amore of Minnesota, and Sergeant Declan Cody of Iowa. They died Sunday when an Iranian airstrike hit their tactical operations center in Kuwait. And tonight, President Trump is defending his decision to launch airstrikes with Israel against Iran, saying intervention is key to preventing a nuclear war. New video is showing a large plume of smoke rising over the U.S. consulate in Dubai on Tuesday. The State Department says a parking lot was hit while no injuries were reported. Officials say all consulate personnel were accounted for. Earlier in the day, sirens blared in Jerusalem, warning of incoming missiles as tourists scrambled into shelters. Some could be seen praying near the Western Wall. As a new round of explosions rock Tehran, the United States and Israel say the heaviest strikes are yet to come. During a White House meeting with the German Chancellor, President Trump said Iran was about to attack its neighbors, and he and Israeli leaders made the decision to go to war preemptively.
I thought we were going to have a situation where we were going to be attacked.
Also on Tuesday, drone footage showing excavators digging rows of fresh graves in Iran, preparing for burial sites for victims of the attack on a girls' school. Secretary of State Marco Rubio says U.S. forces would not deliberately target a school after Iranian state media reported over 160 children were killed. Rubio was on Capitol Hill Tuesday to brief all members of Congress a day after meeting with the Gang of Eight.
The president made the decision to go after them, take away their missiles, take away their Navy, take away their drones, take away their ability to make those things so that they can never have a nuclear weapon.
Lawmakers emerged from the briefing divided.
This was a defensive measure, a defensive operation.
There was no imminent threat to the United States of America.
The State Department says more than 9,000 Americans have returned to the United States from the Middle East over the past several days, including more than 300 from Israel. It comes after 2 Iranian drones struck the U.S. Embassy in the Saudi capital.
We attacked first.
The president is pushing back at suggestions Israel forced his hand in attacking Iran. He points at celebrations in cities like Los Angeles following news of the death of Iran's supreme leader, along with dozens of other top officials.
The fact is that people are happy what we did.
Democrats plan to force a war powers resolution vote tomorrow to try and limit further military action. And coming up at 6, we have new satellite images of the damage to Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei's home. Live in the newsroom, Jeff Nguyen, CBS News.
Thanks so much, Jeff. Well, Israel plans to gradually reopen its airspace starting Wednesday to Thursday to begin flying Israeli citizens back home safely. But if the security situation changes by tomorrow, the airspace will remain closed.
The war with Iran is pushing gas prices up amid disruptions to global oil shipments through the Strait of Hormuz. President Trump was asked about rising fuel costs today.
I'll tell you what, I have never had more compliments on something I did. People felt it's something that had to be done. So if we have a little high oil prices for a little while, but as soon as this ends, those prices are going to drop, I believe, lower than even before.
Well, gas prices jumped 11 cents overnight, meaning the national average is above $3 a gallon for the first time this year. Now, we're also seeing those higher prices here in Southern California. In LA County, the average price is $4.72 a gallon, with prices slightly less in Orange County, Ventura County, and the Inland Empire.
And the war is also weighing down the markets. At one point today, the Dow was down 1,200 points. It closed more than 400 points lower. The Nasdaq and the S&P 500 also fell today. Our team coverage of the war on Iran continues. Coming up at 6, we look at what support there is for military families whose loved ones are serving overseas.
A Pasadena police officer is recovering after being shot during a chase. That suspect was killed, and tonight we're hearing from that suspect's family.
And we're learning more about the officer. CBS LA's Jasmine Veal in Pasadena, where that officer had just celebrated a major life milestone.
Pasadena police officer Brian Vasquez remains hospitalized. He underwent more surgeries today, but is stable. Now, a source tells me that he was recently married. His wife is pregnant and due in August. A pretty traumatic event. Behind me, though, you see some flowers that were left next to where bullets hit that wall that sent neighbors running for cover. And the people, though, who brought those flowers say the 32-year-old man shot and killed by police was their friend. Evidence markers scattered across a Pasadena street Tuesday. Bullet holes left in the wall of a neighbor's home.
3 holes over there on the concrete wall.
It's the aftermath of a gun battle Monday night on Sierra Madre Villa that left an officer injured and a suspect dead.
And I hear like at least 8 to 10 shots. And I was thinking, wow, that's close to my house.
Police say a 911 call for help led to the shootout. Around 7:30 p.m., officers first found a man who had been shot in the shoulder at the Sierra Madre metro station as many riders were headed home.
I'm completely in shock, only because I was on the 2 floors above, and I was just sitting there like, minding my business.
While they were there, officers say a man they believed was connected to the shooting ran. Officers chased him up the street into a nearby neighborhood. That's when shots were fired.
It was too many. Like I said, 15.
The suspect shot and killed on the sidewalk. Pasadena Police Chief Eugene Harris says the man had a gun. Officer Brian Vasquez was shot in the leg. He underwent surgery and is said to be in stable condition. Vasquez, a 5-year veteran of the Pasadena Police Department, was training an officer Monday night.
He's responsible for introducing new employees to the organization, taking them out and develop them into police officers. I can just tell you that the family was there at the hospital and have been there since we got them there last night.
I love my grandson.
Family members identified the man who was killed as 32-year-old Malcolm Buchanan. His grandmother, Rose Webster, says he struggled with bipolar disorder and had stopped taking his medication.
He started having problems after he left college.
She says she spoke to police and is still trying to make sense of what happened.
And I asked him, was the officer all right? He said he had surgery and he's comfortable. And I said, what about the person He's supposedly shot in the arm. They say he's there all right also, so thank God for that.
The woman who showed up here says Malcolm was her friend and they are planning a vigil for him. As for that initial shooting that took place just down the way at the Sierra Madre Villa Metro Station, police are still investigating what led up to that and caused that shooting that left a man shot in the shoulder who was also taken to the hospital. Here in Pasadena, Jasmine Veal, CBS LA.
Well, now to an update on a deadly shooting we told you about yesterday. Detectives now releasing video in the deadly shooting of this man from 2024.
And assignment editor Mike Rogers at the desk. Now, Mike, yesterday you told us about the suspect's truck, and now there's a second car that's been identified?
Yeah, Pat and Leslie, we're getting a little bit more information here from this case that's now more than a year and a half old. August of 2024 is when the victim was shot and killed in the Boyle Heights area. Take a look at the new video released by the LAPD. That is a suspect truck. We showed you a photo of the front end of that yesterday. But take a look at that. The Toyota RAV4 that is believed to be an older model following the truck. LAPD says in this new video, the suspect gets out of the driver's seat of the truck, walks around to an RV, gets in the RV, then gets out and gets back into the truck, and the two cars leave the area. The LAPD says this was about 2 hours before the shooting occurred back in August of 2024. We'll show you the victim, the photo of the victim here. This was the man that was standing on the corner and was shot and killed. LAPD says he was taken to an area hospital where ultimately he died as a result of his injuries. It's unclear what, if any, connection the victim had to the suspect in this case. LAPD showed you this photo yesterday here where you can see the 2000s model Chevy truck with a broken front passenger side headlight. Now, obviously, because this is an older case, a year and a half ago, it's unclear if that headlight is still broken or if that was repaired by now. But a $50,000 reward is being offered for information leading to an arrest. And the LAPD is hoping that the new photos and the new video will help jog somebody's memory from about a year and a half ago to provide them some new leads that can bring justice to this victim. Guys?
Thanks so much, Mike. Well, only on CBS LA, our Tom Waite goes one-on-one with Governor Newsom. They talk everything from fire recovery to the governor's race.
And a close call at the airport forcing passengers